right. All right. I can't wait.
Nice.
Start now. You know what I mean? Welcome to Acute Mania Live. It's such an exciting show. It's been a minute. Well, kind of. It always seems like it's been forever, but it really hasn't. Maybe a week or something. I don't know. But I'm excited tonight. It's not only the 199th show, but it's also the first time I've ever had a guest in Alabama because I'm trying to get all 50 states at some point before I'm in on a walker or in a nursing home, doing the show. But which I will do. I will do the show from a nursing home, like as might have to have some help with some like things, but no. But it's nice to have you guys on. Afterdusk is with me from Mobile, Alabama. How you guys doing?
Doing good, man. How about you?
Well, yeah, I'm here, just here doing the thing, Um,
Sure.
yeah, I can't believe it's been almost 200 episodes. Well, I can actually because it's been very difficult on my own, but a lot of learning and crap like that. But it's not about me. Every show it's about the guests. So I'm done talking about that now. It's all about you guys. I love your all's music. It's made it to. I have I have a. Let's see. Okay, let me start over. Calm down. It's okay. It's all right. I have several playlists. That's what I was going to say. So I have a shower playlist. I have a lawn mowing playlist. I have a like a working playlist and like a room rearranging playlist. You know how everybody has a playlist for something.
Yeah,
You guys are on every single one, just a different song.
Nice.
that's awesome. Thanks, man.
It's
Appreciate that.
It's good stuff. It really it's right down my alley. The kind of things I listen to, and that's a good thing too. And we can talk a lot about it because I do have guests on here that I don't listen to that style at all, and I can't even say that about their music that I have their stuff on my playlist. I'm not going to say who they are. That'd be mean, but. Yeah. But yeah, it's. Tell me a little bit about the band and how you guys got started, when you got started, and things like that.
Well, my name's Matt. I do the vocals and I yell a lot in Afterdusk.
Awesome.
This man here, say something. This man.
Oh yeah. I'm Chris. I play guitar. Yeah, a little bit of background vocals, a little bit of songwriting, and that kind of
Now,
stuff.
what are the other guys doing? There's two other guys or three other guys.
Two. It's just four of us.
Now, are they doing something way more important right now?
Probably work. I don't think they could get out of it, and our schedules are just all over the place.
It's tough. Yeah. How do you guys get together and practice? Do you have like a dedicated day that everybody's in time that's everybody's available, or do you not have to practice? I mean, it sounds like you don't have to really.
Usually Sundays.
Yeah, Sundays
No, we
are
definitely
usually
practice.
the day.
Yeah.
Yeah, most certainly.
I think Matt was live streaming one day. I don't even know how I started following you guys, but because I was already following you in the first place. Well, we had I think we had exchanged messages before. I think it was in January or something, and somehow things
Yeah.
got tossed up or something. I don't know how that stuff. People are busy. That's one thing. It took me the longest time to realize that other people are busy. They don't have time to get back to your email, Scott. They don't have time to just drop everything and be like, we need to be on Keep Made Alive because it's important. I just took me the longest time to do that. But I'm over that, and it's not that I brush people aside. I have a special folder in my email of people to go back to, and I look at that a lot. Like who haven't I talked to, or who said we'll do it later. And you guys were in there because I went and looked. You guys were actually in there that I'd sent the email and when we had talked and all that stuff. But I don't know, something just happened, and so I saw Matt was live streaming on Instagram, so I got in there and I forced him to be on the show. And look, here they are. That's how this works. No, but,
Nah, man,
but
we love
I think
doing
you were
this
just chilling on your
stuff.
porch. You were just chilling on the porch or something, and just talking about bands and stuff.
Yeah, man. I mean, it was just like I didn't have anything going on at that moment. My job has my schedule's kind of weird and all over the place, and so I didn't have anything going on. I was like, just interact with some people that follow the page, some fans and some friends. Let's just talk about what music we're into right now. Just something cool to talk. It's really cool that just in my pocket there's this device where I can just reach out to a bunch of people all at one time, and we just like strike up a conversation about anything. It's really
I think
cool.
that's something we take for granted too, because like I mean we all have it. We're all able to do it. We all have a crap ton of friends, you know, regardless if we think we do or we don't. I mean, we do, you know, and if somebody's live, you want to see what they're doing, so they're going to get on. That's one thing I haven't. I mean, I do this show live, but I mean, I'm on YouTube, so it's like, you know, if people are going to come and watch, they have to come and watch. You know, I can't just be there where everybody's already online. You know, I mean, even though people are on YouTube quite a bit, you know, but
it's hard getting it right in front of their faces.
Yeah, and it's hard to get subscribers. Damn it, hit subscribe. If you guys haven't, I have 354, and counting, and
yeah, you got it.
But no, see, why am I out of sorts today? I'm just kind of out of like. I'm not looking at anybody. There's nobody out there. No, okay, so there is a connection, a West Virginia connection to Alabama. You guys might know what it is if you watch sports, college football sports.
You missed us then.
Nick Saban, the head coach of Alabama, is from Fairmont, which is right up like maybe 10 minutes from here, 10 minutes north of me. So we have a connection, but your football team is way better than West Virginia's. So you can't compare at all. I mean, I don't even think he would come back and like maybe like, you know, coach the rest of his career here. I don't think he would. We don't have that kind of money, you know.
Probably not. We're not really. I mean, I don't think anybody in our band. Jeff may be a little bit our drummer, but most of us really aren't heavy into sports at all. But that doesn't mean that we don't hear Nick Saban's name.
Oh, he's like a
on a daily basis.
He is the king of Alabama. Damn it! I mean, he is the man there. I mean, we really don't hear about him here because he's there, you know. So we don't have to. And you know, if you guys don't follow sports, but Florida State's head coach Jimbo Fisher, he's actually from my hometown, which is 15 minutes south of here, and so we didn't get him either. We didn't get him either. So.
Yeah. Everybody leaving out there.
We've gotten the short end of the stick for some reason. I don't know what it is, but it's that money thing. I think that money thing. So what's how did you guys get? Whose idea was it to start Afterdusk? And what does Afterdusk mean? Is it like evening, nighttime? Is that what it means? Wait, no. Well, dusk is morning, or no? That's dawn. Dusk is night. So yeah, is it? Why didn't you just call yourself tonight? You could have said tonight. You know.
That is true. We could have just said tonight. Like that's what it is. But,
way easier.
Yeah.
We technically stole the name.
Uh-oh.
Right. Yeah. We there's a band that we're a big fan of called Silent Planet, and they have a song called Afterdusk, and when we were discussing, so originally we were actually two different bands. The three other guys, so Chris, Jeff, and Corey had their own band. It was a little three-piece they'd been doing for a while. I was in another band. We met while playing shows out in like Mississippi, Alabama, Florida circuit. Became really good friends. And then at some point, guys in my band kind of started dropping because they were like moving on to other things. Like people were graduating college and moving for their careers and other such things. And ever since I played with those guys for the first time, I actually specifically remember my now wife, but then girlfriend, like leaned into me and she was like, fire all of your band members and get these guys in your band. Like, which is
not easy to do.
Right. I was like, well, I can't just fire all my best friends. Not that I wanted to at the time either, but I was like, I agree. I like these guys a lot, both in like personal ways and just like their like ideas musically. I'd like to make some music with them. So eventually the stars aligned and we all came together as one band. So we're like, all right, we're leaving those old projects. Let's start over and rebrand everything. And we spent like a year trying to think of a new name, and we didn't really like anything. And then it kind of clicked all in one night when we went to go see our producer, who's a great friend of ours now, but we had only just met him. It was our first time seeing him, Jonathan DeLeese. We went and visited him to record our first few songs. And that night, like outside of his apartment complex, I had like a million names come to mind. and then our bassist Corey suggested Afterdusk because I think he'd seen like he thought of the Silent Planet song, and he was like, oh, that would be a cool tribute to that band that we really, really like. Not to mention that just sounds like a really cool band name, and it met all of the criteria that we were looking for. Like it's so funny because we talked about, we kind of wanted it to be a compound word that could, become one word with no space and the 3 syllables, and it just fit perfect. And we're like, well, that's it,
Now, did Silent Planet reach out to you and say, thank you for
No,
so we
but,
actually we've got some. Go ahead, Chris.
Oh, well, they played here like nearby in Pensacola like a couple years ago, and I actually went up to the vocalist, talked to him for a minute, and me and Jeff were there talking to him for a minute, and we had brought up that we were in this band named Afterdusk, and he was like, oh yeah, I've heard of you guys before. And then we were like, I told him, I was like, sorry for like stealing that name from you. He's like, no, dude, I think art is about, influence and like sharing ideas, and I think it's beautiful. So we have the official blessing from the vocalist of Silent Planet to carry on with that name. So there's definitely no hard feelings or anything.
Thank you, Garrett.
He's a super cool dude, though. He's like one of the nicest
you hit him
dudes
up and
you'll
like
ever meet.
tour with him. That'd be the shit.
It would be awesome.
You come to Pittsburgh and I'll come and see you play in Pittsburgh.
Yes.
No, yeah, that
I'd love to tour with them. That'd be awesome.
What are some of the names that were like some of the suggestions for names that were just kind of like, are you seriously saying that? Like, I mean, like they were really bad. I'm sure there was a few by maybe you guys,
City Graves was one.
What was it? City Grace?
City Graves.
Yeah, that's actually how we got on the kick of Silent Planet stuff, is because that's the Silent Planet song as well. And I was like, I don't know, that one, that's like such a them thing. Like, it's not like we would have just come up with that, not that we came up with the one we ended up with, but it's a pretty famous song from them too.
Plus, there's so many bands already with the word city or the word grave in their name.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So that was one. I don't really remember a lot of the other ones because even though there was a billion names,
was there one that was like off the wall, like Burger King? You know what I mean? Like one that just kind of like, are you kidding me right now? Like, like what? Like somebody was dead serious and said, we should be like Sesame Street,
Only one I kind of remember from early on was like I remember thinking like maybe nuisance, like because we were just trying to think of words. We're like, is there like not a single band that either doesn't have that word in their name or that the word itself isn't? And that was one I found, and I was like, we might could do something with that. But then we were like, it doesn't. You wouldn't remember it, and it doesn't really like flow off the tongue right.
That's the hardest part. That's the hardest part about trying to name yourself is well, first of all, you got to Google it and see if anybody else took it. And then you got to see if how many about songs and it's all about searching, Google searching or searching on Apple Music or Spotify. It's all about that. If there's nothing else with that name, then yours will come right up. That's the hardest thing. So like, what do you? And it's funny because like when I first posted about you guys coming on Instagram, what I use an iPhone, so like the autocorrect is on there, so it autocorrected to Afterdusk because I missed something like the E or something. It was like AFT, and then I missed the E and just put the R. And I didn't even put dusk or D yet, and it's Afterdusk. And
nice.
It might have been one of those things where your phone listens to you, and
right.
Then like the next day it'll play an ad. It did that the other day to me. Actually, was it this morning? This morning it was this morning. I was on E-Bombs World looking up memes because that's what I do, But I was talking about Hardee's the other day. Do you guys have Hardee's down there? Or do you have Carl's Jr.? Because it's the same.
We have Hardee's.
Yeah. And I mean, it's mediocre. Doesn't matter what the name is. It's just mediocre. But yeah. But I was talking about that. I think yesterday or something, and today it was an ad in between the memes. I'm like, well, son of a bitch! I should go to Hardee's for lunch.
That happens to us all the time. You just like, I don't know. I remember we have a dog now, but there was one time whenever like me and my wife, we didn't have any pets at the time, and someone came over and started talking about dog food and something to do with, like, I guess it made their dog sick or something. And then the next thing I know, on Facebook, it's advertising dog food, and I'm like, shit, they're listening to us.
It's true. I mean, but it does say that it does somehow. Excuse me. It does somehow listen to you or something. I don't know. It's creepy as shit. You know, as long as they can't see me showering, I guess it's fine. Whatever. You know.
Yeah,
Oh, they
who's to
probably
say
can,
they
though.
can't, though.
Wasn't there? There was a movie. I think it was on Netflix or something that was kind of. It was all about. I can't remember. Somebody. I mentioned it on a different show, and somebody said the name, and I can't. It was all about social media and you know, listening to you. I don't know. It doesn't matter. But but yeah, it is creepy
It's
though.
scary. Yeah, it's a scary thing.
Yeah, I think what we were talking about was, you know, the whole trying to be popular online and stuff. You know, everybody like the TikTok, you know, and all that. Are you guys on the TikTok? Do you have a band TikTok page?
We do. We don't use it as much as we probably should. I don't know. I think I personally can't stand TikTok, and that's just it's just the old man in me, I guess. Like that's the first social media to come around where I'm like,
Yeah.
I
That's why
genuinely felt small.
you got to call it the TikTok because it's not called the TikTok. You know?
TikTok,
That's
right?
why, yeah. Yeah. It's the TikTok. Yeah, I have a TikTok Acute Mania page, but I haven't been on there for a long time. I just don't understand it. I don't want to go live on there. I don't want to lip sync anything on there at all. You know, like
Yeah.
Not to mention China's sharing your data, so it's a little.
I don't want to
dangerous.
dance. I don't want to dance and show my boobies. You know, that's for here. That's not for there. You know.
I never understood why. Like, well, what happened between Vine and TikTok? Because like conceptually they're the same thing, but for some reason, whenever like Vine was a thing, everyone was inspired to make funny videos or extremely short like action movies, and by that I mean like obviously like a minute and a half, like creative things that made you laugh or intrigued you. And now it's women like lip syncing to a song that they're not singing or dancing a Fortnite dance, and I'm like, why did we devolve? Like nothing on this site interests me.
It is well. I don't know. I can't relate to that because it is very interesting. Like if you go to the live video, see, we're already talking about. That's what they wanted us to do. They wanted us to talk about TikTok. You know, damn it.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, like I've gotten on there before and just looked at the live streams. Just go and look at what. Okay, this one dude had a collection of RC cars, and I have one. It was like $350. I mean, when I was growing up, RC cars were like $50, you know, at the toy store.
Right.
I had to order this thing online, and it goes like 45 miles an hour. I can't even control it. But this guy had like dump trucks and bulldozers, and all he's doing, the camera is, he must be wearing the camera or something because the camera's just, it's like his front yard. It's all dirt, and it's just these miniature RC cars, and he's controlling all of them, and people are sitting there watching that. There was like 3,000 people watching the stream.
That's wild. That's wild.
He probably gets paid for it, and I don't get paid for doing this shit. You know what I mean?
Maybe that's the problem though. Like I'm over here bitching about what the content on TikTok I don't like, but also I'm not on TikTok making content, so maybe I'm a hypocrite.
Exactly. So I mean, it's like, what do you do? I mean, I've seen the weirdest things on there that are live streamed, and there's so many people watching. I mean, are people really watching, or they just have it on and they just looked away from their phone because they're conversing with their friends? No, they're actually watching it because they have no friends. They have no friends, and they're sitting in their mom's basement. You know, I mean, like but 3,000 of them. I mean, I don't get it.
Yeah.
I have wondered about TikTok and its algorithm because it seems like it's the only website that you can just hop on having done nothing, post a video, and then all of a sudden you have like 3,000 views, and it's like, I don't know if it really got 3,000 views. Like I'm genuinely suspicious of whether or not they inflate their numbers or not, because it just doesn't seem right to me. But I mean,
and you don't even know if people in the chat are actually real, because there's all that AI talk is scary regardless. But you know, you don't even, those are bots. Those aren't even real people. But you're getting paid.
Yeah.
So that's whatever, you know.
Right.
Hey, let's take a little break. We're not going to talk wieners yet, but we will. So just I don't want to get into it too. I don't want to get into it too fast, and I don't want it to be over too fast. You know what I'm saying? That's no. Speaking of TikTok, yeah. I'm going to go ahead and play Plastic Memories. Now,
All right.
why is it named Plastic Memories? Am I supposed to be remembering something that has to do with plastic, or just explain this to me?
So
Probably
it actually kind of ties into the lyrics, but it's kind of like it's two different things. So um, there was actually an anime that I watched named Plastic Memories, and
Nice.
it really resonated with me. But I kind of just took that phrase, which is the title of that anime, and I spun it into a song that dealt with feelings I was dealing with at the time. And I wrote the lyrics for that song. So yeah, it was kind of just like an inspiration, and then I took it and like made a meaning out of it, and then yeah, that's where that came from.
Anything to add, Matt, before we hear it?
not really. I mean, like that song is a little more personal to Chris. It's my favorite on the record, but I think like I wrote two lines, and it was just like when he showed me this song, I was like, I love all of this. This line, like we changed it a little bit together, and that's it. So for the most part, this whole thing is Chris's song.
Awesome. Let's take a listen to it. It's After Dusk with Plastic Memories. It's badass. Go get it. Check it out. It's awesome.
Is it hard to play pretend? No conviction. Let's not force ourselves again. I still don't feel your warmth. My hands are freezing to the bone. I don't feel a thing. Your words don't reach me. And no vows are worth me taking. There's nothing left to live.
Yeah, that's it, I don't know. I love it. There's no. Sometimes I'm at a loss for words because I just like the song a lot. But it's true. It's good. It's. Did you do this in your studio, Matt?
No. So we recorded this whole. There's 3 songs on the record. Did the tracks at my studio. Most of the tracks anyway, but this one we did all with Jonathan Concrete Studios.
Yeah, yeah. That's. It sounds terrific. It really does. The whole album does. And where did Fatalize come from? Like the name for the album.
I love this question. So I think we kind of stumbled upon it. So with the way we released this album is we split it into 4 EPs. Reason being is we debuted Our Existence to the world, and then like 1 week later, this was like October of 2021. 1 week later, we dropped our first music video and single for a song called Become of Me. And obviously when you're starting out, like you don't have a big audience to drop it to. So even if your song is like, even if you really believe in your song, it's up to you to put it in front of as many faces as possible for it to get that exposure. So we knew that if we just like wrote a record and we dropped it out into the ether, with having built 0 like online presence, it's a great album maybe, but no one's gonna know it exists. So we're like, well, let's just put out 1 song and then 3, and then a single and then 3, and then that way every time we build our audience and we're running ads and things like that. That way every one we release next gets more exposure than the last one did. It's also kind of how we decided what songs would be on what EP. That's why we kind of did Tangled Roots and Plastic Memories last, because we knew, okay, we think that these songs are special and we want the most people to see them when they come out. So we'll wait till the last one, because hopefully by then we'll have built up a base where the moment they go alive, they're going to pop up in front of people's faces in their subscription boxes and all that. So we had the 4 EPs, and we named all 4 of them after a lyric from one of the songs that are on the EP that we thought was like an intriguing phrase. And we were sitting together having dinner one night thinking like, man, what are we going to name this album though? Like the other ones were pretty easy, but naming the album is a little more weight to it than these EPs that people aren't going to really remember the names to, because once the album's out, that's how people will remember it forever. And Chris made a joke. He was like, dude, screw it. Let's just name it the first word of the first EP and the last word of the last EP. And it was funny because the first EP is called Fatal Strand, and the last one was called Hollow Eyes. So it would have been Fatal Eyes. And we laughed because it doesn't mean anything. But then I thought about it, and I was like, is that a real word? Like not fatal eyes, like fatal eyes. Is that a real word? And so I looked it up, and it means, it is a real word. It means for something or someone to be subjected to fate. And I was like, guys, that's what half these songs are about. I'm literally talking, like, we have a whole song about, I think Mundane talks about it a lot, but like addressing the idea, like, is our future fixed or can you change it? Like, do we believe in something sort of like predestination of like how things are going to turn out? There's probably like 5 or 6 songs that if the whole song isn't about it, it touches on the idea of fate. And so I was like, that's a great name for it. And so we kind of stumbled upon that name by making a really stupid joke.
Yeah, I mean, that almost floors me, because it's, it was fate that you guys came together like you did, having to get rid of what you were involved with, and having to not really fire, but pretty much fire the people that you were playing with, and get this together, and what it's become is awesome, I think. And the way that that name of the record came up it's like fate, it kind of gives you chills sometimes. It's like I don't know, something gives you chills like the weather. I don't know. But you know what I mean.
Ice cream.
It's just one of those things. It's just like really, but you can't explain how that worked out. You can't explain that.
Right. It's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny you say that because even though like the record is dealing more like in broad terms when it talks about fate, so all of our artwork and the art direction is like a kind of a collaboration between me and one of our good friends, Ty Traherne. He kind of helps us do, I mean, just about anything you see online as far as like promotional material, our banners and all this stuff, our lyric videos we post on YouTube. He does those. But like as far as like the themes of it with the hourglass, the skull, the candle, all of those items that ended up on the front cover of the album that are the centerpieces of the art for the EPs. Those are kind of like my idea, and my idea behind those were like they kind of symbolize the journey of us getting to where we are. Like so, like the hourglass is like kind of obviously representing like the passage of time. I kind of saw the candle and the lantern as like kind of representing like something that's guiding you, something that's kind of lighting your path, and going from the candle to something like a lantern, which is a lot more sturdy, a lot more dependable, is kind of like symbolizing us like going from we don't really know what we're doing to okay, it's starting to become more clear. And then with the skull, it was just kind of representation of like the death of what we were doing before in our separate projects to like, okay, we're like now we're kind of reborn and kind of know what this thing is now, and it became Afterdusk and it became this record. So you bringing that up is funny because the lyrics don't necessarily talk about our development, but the symbolism in the artwork kind of does.
That's something I'm gonna have to go back and look at, really, you know, because I kind of go and yeah, I appreciate artwork. I can't even draw a stick guy straight, you know, the stick man. When I play Hangman, it's like he's already hung, and it's like, well, really, you know, so I'm terrible at artwork, but yeah, I'm gonna have to go back and look. I don't. It's not that I don't appreciate it, but I dive right into the music. You know, when I
right
hands out, I'm clicking right on it, and I'm doing other things. I have a horrible attention span anyway, so. But I will go back and look at the artwork on that because it's that's very. I love when there's meaning behind. You know, well, the not only the band name but the album name, and then there was EP names, and that's kind of culminated to the album name. And then the artwork ties into it as well. You know, it's so interesting to hear that. That's why I love doing the show and asking those questions that people. It might be some stuff that people that follow you guys or people that don't know you guys they don't know. You know, they don't know that stuff.
Right.
And
right.
I asked
and this,
you know,
all of that's kind of why we shot 7 music videos for this record, which is obscene. This is crazy. We didn't even expect to do that many. Yeah, it's like more than half of the record has a music video, but we chose to do Tangled Roots last, and we actually shot that music video in my house, which you'd never know because we completely transformed it. But on the walls of there's like picture frames like on the walls in that music video, and it has like the different subject matters from the EPs that are also you see them like lying in the dirt on the cover. So that's why we released that one last, and it's last on the record because it kind of like visually brought all of those elements together in one video too. So
that's one thing I don't do. I don't watch any if a band has a video out or a couple of videos or 7. I don't watch those until after they've been on the show because I want to know more about that because you know the videos it tells I want to know more about the songs first, you know, and then
right.
watch the videos and then see how they visualize. I recently myself and my buddy Mike we started our own like music project and we released a song called Dream and we did a music video in my house and well in our house he lives here also and we did it the photographer all he brought was a like a black backdrop and a light and we used my fog machine and it was awkward at first because I mean Mike and I we don't have any acting experience whatsoever. I could lip sync, so I guess I could do it on TikTok because I did lip sync the song, but and you know, but it's weird doing it and then seeing it after it's produced. You know, after you know Zach took it home and you know put it together as a music video. It's just like I remember doing all that stuff, but not the way he put it together. You know.
Right.
How was your all's
Yeah,
experience the very first time you did a video, whether it was with Afterdusk or not? What was your experience like? Was it awkward to you also?
uh, Chris's answer will be different from mine because my previous band didn't do any music videos. His did. It was a pretty good video though. He probably disagrees with me, but I enjoyed that video.
What's
Awful
Can
video.
we watch it? Is it on YouTube?
Awful video.
He probably
No,
won't let
no,
me
no,
tell you because
no.
he's embarrassed of anything he's ever done before.
Oh, come on.
If it's still on YouTube, I'll take it down right now.
That's funny.
Yeah. Our first one with Afterdusk though was pretty great. Our videographer Aaron Berkshire, great guy. He's actually on tour with I Prevail right now, which is pretty sick. Taking photos of them. He just went to a baseball game I saw today with one of the guys from I Prevail, one of their vocalists. But
That's like his dream, you know.
yeah. Great friend of mine, great friend of ours. Yeah, our first experience was really good, I believe. I mean, some old friends of ours, we did like the basic thing because we'd never done it. So we found a warehouse. We didn't do anything like Uber out of the box. It's vibey for sure. But I have some friends that lucky enough owned a warehouse that they let us use. And he came out there and kind of blew us away with his ability to work the camera and the gimbal and everything, and his like vision for everything. But yeah, it was a really cool experience. The only downside was because it was like a warehouse where they stored like plumbing supplies and like they stored like their trucks and stuff. There's no AC in this big building, so it was extremely hot. And for me, we were all like trying to like figure out what we're gonna wear, and I'm like, I'll wear a long sleeve to look different. Oh, no. Wow, that was a stupid idea.
Not doing that again.
It came out great. Yeah, it came out great. So
I do have a weather question. I try to get away from talking about weather on the show, but I always ask about it. You know, I've never been to Alabama. I've been to New Orleans, and that's probably about as far that way south as I've been. I've never been to Texas or anything, but I just assume you guys got the same freaking humidity we do up here. Even though we're in West Virginia and it's north and it's supposed to be a little bit cooler. No, it's not. It's we get the humidity and when it's 90, feels like 95 or feels. I'm sure you guys get the same exact shit, and it's probably way worse, right?
Probably, yeah. I'd say it's probably worse out here.
Like 80 to 90% humidity on a bad summer day.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
For people that don't know that, because I've had bands in Portland, I've had bands in England. They people that don't understand what humidity is, you can't freaking breathe. Like, it's not that it's hot. I mean, you can walk outside without exerting any kind of energy and not sweat or anything. It feels okay. But stand out there for a good 10 minutes, and you're gonna be able to breathe anymore. It's just like it just takes I don't even think.
Over here, you will sweat the moment you step outside. It's like breathing chicken noodle soup. But yeah, it's extremely hot out here.
That sounds delicious, actually.
Right, you're breathing the same soup everybody else is, though. That's the problem. But
I think this is a good segue into the wiener segment. I know you don't know what this is about. I think it's a good segue, and you'll kind of see why. But I do have an intro thing that I have to play it. This is my dad singing. My parents they travel quite a bit. They actually just got back from Rome. They went to Rome and got me some. They went to Rome and got me olive oil.
Nice.
I can get olive oil at Kroger's. And they got me some balsamic vinegar, which is, it is what it is, and chocolate rum candy. You can't ask for everything.
That sounds good.
I was just wanting like one of those little miniature Roman Colosseums. I mean, that's what everybody gets, right?
Yeah,
yep.
Like a Roman soldier helmet. That's what I would like.
I have to cook something to be able to taste what they got me. So anyway,
you can just take shots of olive oil, I guess.
I could, like I could do an olive oil tasting for like the neighbors, along with our wine. No, so they went to Rome, but no, they were in Hawaii, and I didn't have a show that week, and I was like, let's have a show from Hawaii, and it was like the next night was their last night there. Well, it rained that day. So we couldn't do like the whole Hawaii like background and shit because it just looked like here. You know, it was just overcast and rainy. So, but I forced them to be on the show anyway. I didn't force them; they wanted to be on the show. But my sister was in the chat that evening, and she says, "Have Dad sing the Weenie song." I was like, "That'd be perfect." My sister never watches the show. She doesn't even know about the Wiener segment, but she does now, and so do my parents, because they are.
We don't either.
Yeah, exactly. Well, let my dad explain it to you, kind of. But this is my dad singing most of it. My mom's in there in one spot. But this is the beginning of the Weenie segment.
I know a weenie man. He owns a weenie stand. He sells most anything from hot dogs on down. Someday I'll join his life and be his
weenie wife.
hot dog. I love that weenie man.
Yes. That's my mom and dad. That's my mom and dad. Anyway,
So who is the weenie man?
so the Wiener segment is really nothing to do with my parents. That just kind of happened, like, you know, on that show. So I was like, well, soundboard. So I put it on there. For that. But Mike, that I was telling you about, my roommate Mike, he is he's got a crazy fetish for wieners. It's. I mean, we're still friends, so it's not that bad. But basically, he loves hot dogs. He just loves hot dogs. But he will travel, like he will take a plane. He will buy an airline ticket to go try a hot dog somewhere, and then just come back home, just to try.
No way.
No.
Yeah. So it's nothing sexual at all. It might be to him, but I don't want to know anything, Mike.
Not that
about
you've confronted him about it.
Well, he's been confronted several times, but he doesn't do this segment. He doesn't like to be on the show. He was on the show for like maybe 2 minutes one time, and he doesn't want to. He just doesn't like the whole thing. But he says he'll be on the 200th show when I do that, probably next week. But he always puts the emoji eyes in the chat, and there they are. I know you can't really see it, but that's him right there. He's watching and listening. So basically, I don't think Mike's been to Mobile, Alabama, or Alabama for that matter, and neither have I. But basically, the question is from Mike: what do you like on your hot dogs?
Oh man,
if you eat them. I know some people don't eat them.
I'm a simple man. I like a good chili cheese dog.
That's a good one.
I have to have my hot dogs grilled, because for whatever reason, if they're like boiled or microwaved, it just like it makes me feel sick. I don't know why, but so I like to have the dog grilled. I like some chili, little what's that little dill, like the green, it's like chopped dill stuff.
Sauerkraut?
Oh,
not sauerkraut.
Relish.
No, it's like relish. Yeah, pickle relish. I don't know why I
Yeah.
did a brain fart. Like I couldn't remember what that was. I like a little pickle
I
relish.
hate relish.
Little mustard, little mustard. And yeah, so chili, relish, and mustard.
Now the other question is, and this is probably the most important one, because if Mike happens to find himself traveling to Mobile or through Mobile, or would happen to find himself in Mobile, where would he go to get the best hot dog in the world? I'm sure. Is there a place?
Probably the whacked out wiener. So you gotta get your
Yeah.
wiener whacked.
Yeah, I think they have a
couple.
couple locations around here. I don't know if it's a chain or if it's like a local business that made a couple locations around here. But I know there's one in Mobile. I think there's one in Daphne, and then there's one in Foley.
I'm just
There's-
picturing like a
there's a
man
couple
in a
of them around
bun
here.
costume or a hot dog costume just being whacked out. Is that what it looks like?
Right.
Yes.
Well,
So they actually. Do you want to
Go ahead.
talk about the shirts?
Yeah, they sell shirts that we see all over the place that say I got my weenie whacked at the whacked out wiener.
Oh yes, I need 4 of those. I need 4. He put LOL in the chat. He's just in there on the couch. Damn it. But yes, the whacked out. That's I've got to do I've got to do that. Actually, no. That deserves a.
Perfect.
My goodness, Mike, the whacked out wiener.
I still haven't been there yet. I need to go there.
Yes.
Yeah, same.
And when you do live stream it on Instagram or somewhere,
Oh yeah.
call me or get a hold of me
We'll
first.
tag y'all in it.
Worldwide at the whacked out wiener. That'd be a lot to say in one whacked out.
Getting our weenie whacked at the whacked out wiener. Yeah.
Yeah, man. He's texting things I have to review. I'm hitting
I can
show, dude.
honestly say we've never been asked that question, and I'm really glad that we have been now.
He put whacked out. He put whacked out wiener with a smiley face in it. I'm hitting show, damn it! Come on, YouTube, you son of a bitch! All right, it's not working. You do everything. He said, "Wow, dog." Come on. Okay, he's white, by the way. So it's not like wow, dog. You know, like and I've never heard him
Right.
talk like that. Never ever heard him talk like that. So that's strange.
Maybe that's just another hot dog place called the Wow Dog.
That would be good. Mike,
You try this dog, you'll say wow.
He's a very good cook. He's getting ready to open a restaurant.
Oh, nice.
Sometime though, because he's got these setbacks. But I think it's about. He makes really good food. I mean,
Will
I
they
know.
sell hot dogs though?
Yes, he will have hot dogs. Of course, he's gonna have hot dogs.
Of course.
The man's got to eat. The man's got to eat. You know what I mean? But
True.
hoagies, hamburgers, and hot dogs. Well, actually, I'm gonna do a live stream from there when he gets opened up. You know, not the very first day because everybody knows that's the first day is always the worst day. So it's gonna be next week or something. Let him get settled in with get his staff trained. I'm not gonna work there. I told him I would help with the dishes if he needs me. Other than that, I got a show to do. I got a podcast to run. I don't have time for that crap. But no, he makes really good food. And okay, here's the thing. I'm sure you guys like pizza. Everybody likes pizza, right?
Yeah.
Most
sure.
Okay, well, I try to tell him this. He needs to put this in his restaurant, and I know he's not going to do it just because I asked him to do it. But okay, you know like fajita shells or like soft fajita shells, like quesadilla shells, kind of things.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the crust, that's the base, and then pizza stuff on top of it. Put in the oven and bomb. And it's bomb. The bomb.com, is that what they say? It's the bomb.com. But it's really. But I keep telling him, I was like, just you don't have to even serve anything else. Just make that. But he's like, no. I'm like, no, I'm telling you. But
I can't say I've ever tried that, but I can't see it being bad.
It's not. It's terrific. It's really good. You should try it. I'll send the recipe if he'll give it to me. But I mean, like, he does make his own pizza sauce and stuff. But it would just be like the jarred pizza sauce with like the cheese out of the bag and the pepperoni out of the bag and just the fajita shells out of the bag. You just stick it in the damn oven. I guess that's how he does it. I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, it's quesadilla pizza. Can we have that for dinner tonight, Mike?
We like some quesadillas. See, when you start talking about Mexican like tacos and quesadillas, then you're barking up our tree.
What is the Mobile dish? The dish of Mobile.
Oh gosh.
Is it seafood? Because I know it's you're right near the coast.
Honestly, it's probably the fish almondine.
Who?
when you saute fish.
It's what we serve. It's what me and Matt serve on a daily basis.
Yeah, we work at a restaurant that's on like a causeway area that's like extremely famous in the area, and
what's it called?
They saute.
It's called whacked out wiener.
Yeah.
Yeah, I knew there was a reason you called it that. No. It's called Felix's.
Yeah, and they saute the fish in like a light batter, and then they it's like. What else in that butter sauce, Chris?
So it's a brown butter lemon sauce, and then they top it with toasted almonds.
Yeah.
Okay, and it's fish, like just like.
Yeah, sauteed fish with that sauce on there, and the little breading like kind of soaks it up. It's really good. It's funny you asked me that because like I was trying to think. I was like, what dish would Mobile have? And then I was like, oh wait, that is kind of it. That's like a pretty famous dish.
What's the what would be the fish, I guess, because like shrimp or crawfish, or is there a certain fish that's pretty much there all the time or available all the time, I guess?
We do like cobia and red snapper a lot. Yeah, red snapper.
I like some snapper.
Yeah, red snapper is pretty much like the local favorite around here.
Now,
And then you
I used
have
to-
the, huh?
Go ahead. No, go ahead. Go ahead.
You have like the older people that come in, ask for flounder or grouper, and we have to tell them we don't have flounder or grouper, and they're like, yeah,
What about Ruffy? You have Ruffy?
no.
No, I don't think so.
That's so weird too, because like Orange Ruffy used to be on the menu around here, even like you never hear of Orange Ruffy anymore, ever. But the old people.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever heard of it.
Yeah,
Really,
me
Orange
either.
Ruffy? Look it up.
Yeah.
I'm sure Mike's had Orange Ruffy, probably on a hot dog bun. You'd think. I used to work in a French restaurant, and we always made this bouillabaisse. You know what that? It's like a fish stew, like a soup, but it's like it's stew. So like I don't know what the difference is between stew and soup, but a bouillabaisse is, I guess, is a kind of like a fish thing. I
don't know. We throw fish and gumbo
Okay.
around
You guys
here,
have that
so-
lobster like they have up in like Boston, I guess, or New England. Lobster? You have that down
Yeah, we serve lobster here. I'm not sure where it's coming from, but we serve lobster.
there? Lobster.
Not at our restaurant though.
Now,
No,
At
yeah, not at
other
our
places they do.
how fine dining is Felix's? Like, could I go there and like with $50 and eat for myself?
Only for yourself with $50. Yeah.
With no
Plus-
drinks whatsoever. Yeah. Well, that's
Yeah,
cool.
I mean, it's like a
I-
$30 entree type place.
I get on Gigaworth like constantly and look around areas and stuff. But I did look around Mobile, but I didn't really. I think I always fall. That's what I use to fall asleep is Gigaworth, because you're just looking around at things. But I did Mobile for a little bit, and I don't remember anything like right off the top of my head. It's been a couple weeks, but I will look for Felix's, and I will look at the menu on there.
Yeah, man. If you're ever coming through, we might be there.
I'd like to come through. I've never been down that way. Now, do people make fun of you guys because of the Forrest Gump crap, or is that over with now? Cause
Not that I know. I don't know. I mean,
what was the city he was from, or supposedly in, or something?
I think it was
Uh,
Mobile, if I'm not mistaken.
Was it?
Yeah,
I'm
either
thinking
that.
it
What,
might have been.
I'm pretty sure.
like
I don't know. It's not why I don't even think it's widely known out here that like the
It was-
writer.
It was just
From
in the
this
movie,
area.
though. I think, right? I don't. Were they filming there at all? Do you know?
Not to my knowledge, I don't know. That movie, I'm pretty sure came out before I was born, or maybe I was a
Greenbow,
baby.
Greenbow, Alabama. Remember Greenbow, Alabama?
Greenbow.
I
That's
don't even know
right.
if
That's
a-
right.
Is that even a real?
I'm not
place?
sure. It might be.
I've never been there.
We'll talk about
Yeah.
it next time you guys come on. We'll talk about Greenbow the whole time.
There we go.
But
We'll
until
have to
then,
do our research.
but I guess it's just Tangled Roots at this point. Well,
Yes, sir.
that was a shitty segue. I'm sorry about that.
No, you're good.
What's Tangled Roots about? Is it about being tangled? Is it like life being tangled? I'm trying to guess at this point. Just go ahead.
This one's another one for Chris, I think.
Yeah, it's another one for me. So it's a bit of the same, like it was the same relationship as the situation that inspired Plastic Memories. It was a little bit further down. Me and my girlfriend had actually like I don't know, like kind of split up for a while. And this song was written in the midst of that. So I used a lot of like metaphors in the lyrics, like tangled roots of how like, relationships and like such can hold you down at times when they're not healthy, when they're not thriving, and you kind of let yourself slip into like trying to maintain that in a way that's not progressing yourself personally. So I kind of came from that place.
That's deep though, and it can be deep, and very meaningful when you play it. Does it come out like that when you guys play it?
Yeah.
okay, you portrayed this idea to the band, like this is what it's about, and Matt, you actually sing it. Now, does it affect you guys? Kind of not in the same way, but like you kind of grasp onto that feeling, I guess, is what I'm asking, as a band.
For me, I don't know. I've heard a lot of like interviews where like the musician will say like like I can't play that song because I get too emotional, or like all I can think about is like what the song is talking about. For me, like when I'm on stage, and it could have to do with like the aggressive, fast paced nature of our music, but I'm so in with the crowd and in like the moment of like just trying to like portray that aggression physically along with like sonically. So I really never think about the meaning of the song while I'm performing, because I'm more focused on getting the performance across. So and it's sort of like, you know, Chris can attest to it, when you're playing guitar, your fingers are kind of working off muscle memory. You're not having to work it out in your head like what's coming next. Like your hand kind of knows. My lips kind of know the words, and I don't have to think about what part's coming up next. So for me, and you know, like me and Chris kind of write these songs, I don't know, it's like 50-50 give or take some. Like there are quite a few songs where he wrote basically the whole song. There's quite a few where I wrote the whole song, and then there's like 3 or 4 where we wrote 50-50 of the lyrics and we collaborated on them. So there's some songs where I actually have to sit and think like, what parts did he write? What parts did I write? Because it's getting to where there's so much distance now. I was like, I know that we wrote this together, but I'm just starting to forget what lines were like mine and his. And some songs are easier to remember, but yeah, I don't really think about the meaning. It doesn't really like sway me emotionally on stage. It's because I'm like vibing off of like the sonic energy of it, I guess. Less of the lyrical meaning.
The method you guys have is
Right.
working. I can tell you that whatever writing process you have as a band or as the two of you, it works. It comes together and it sounds terrific. Let's listen to Tangled
Thanks, man.
Roots. This is Afterdusk, Tangled Roots.
Pulling you out from under me, taking my soul away. My hands are covered in soil, these roots tangled in dirt.
Tangled in dirt. Tangled in dirt. I waited for something new, but you always tell the same thing through. I should have known we would be consumed, pulled apart at the seams. We were tearing ourselves inside. But I can't live when you're crying. Wish I had the strength to lose. You and your tangled roots.
Something's full in the dirt. Now I don't have to see your misery, holding you so tightly.
Our flame was left in the rain. The light burns but never sustains, and you were scattered inside my brain. I can't be your anything. I just say you walk away, would love to see you leave. I just say you walk away, would love to see you. I finally had a chance to breathe, but I can't live when you're crying. Wish I had the strength to lose. You let your tangled roots go off on me. Drag my body underneath. Place me inside if you
That's I was reading along with the lyrics on here, and yeah, it's after you told me what it was about, and it's just like, man, that's deep. But it's not too deep where it's a love song or a hate you song. It's just
Yeah.
it's one of those songs that anybody can take it and say, you know what, I feel like that. This makes me feel better.
Right.
That's
Yeah,
great,
for sure.
terrific stuff. My goodness,
Thanks, man.
really good stuff. Before we wrap up, a little bit about what's coming up on the show. 'Cause I don't have anybody scheduled. I have some tentatives that I haven't announced yet. But the next show is show 200, and I don't know. It's going to have to be the next show. I can't just book somebody and be like, I mean, that's not very festive, I got to dress up as a something. Something's got to happen. And Mike actually said he was going to. I asked him tonight. I was like, "Are you going to show up on the camera for the 200 show?" And he said, "I'll probably make an appearance." So if you want to see Mike and what he looks like, he will be on the whenever that is. But I assume
must
it'll be
know
next.
what this unknown wiener man looks like.
Yeah, I mean, you would.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah, I don't know how you would envision that either. I mean, everybody's got their own ways of what they think a wiener looks like, or a wiener man, if you will. But so I'm thinking next week. I haven't really thought about it. I wanted to, I don't try to dive into the next show until the show on deck or is on has been done. You know what I mean? But
Right.
yeah, it's gonna be. I try to do something a little bit different. The 100th show, I did have a Aristotle Jones. He came down here, and it was during the time I was having internet problems. So we started the show in here, and then we had to move to the living room so we could be right beside the freaking router. I mean, it was a horrible internet mess, but we figured that out. But we did have to move mid show, and we completed it in there. But I always have like a yearly show too. So like on the 1 year anniversary, it'll be at the end of was it June or July? I can't remember at this point, but it'll be 3 years. So I'll do something special for that too. But it'll probably be have somebody on that's been on the show. That's what did I say? That's been on the show. See, I don't even know what I'm talking about. I don't like talking about myself because the show is not about me. It's about you guys, and I don't even like to have bands that are well known because that they don't need me for anything. I don't have much of a reach, and whatever reach I do have, I want to give the attention to the ones that might need a little bit more of a reach, and that's why it's been difficult to have bands on the show that are from around here, like bands that I know, like even friends that I know. And it's not that they don't want to be on the show. It's just like, what are they going to gain? They're not going to gain anything else by being on here. I'm just around here and a couple states maybe and a couple countries. I don't know, but but every show is interesting. Every show is awesome, and I'm gonna go to 500. I might be in a walker. I might be in a nursing home, being helped with remembering things. I probably need that now, but. It's amazing. The milestone's amazing. Every milestone's amazing. I mean, even like when you get to like the 50th or the 25th, you know what I mean? Like all those are weird milestones, but they are. But every show is a milestone. Show 199 is a milestone. I mean, who knows? I might not do a 200th or 201th. Is that 201st? 201st.
Yeah.
I don't think it's 201th, but it sounds better than first. But yeah, but every not to be corny, but yeah, every show is awesome because I get to talk to somebody that I don't know. I don't know you guys from anything. I know you from the internet, but I get to talk to you for an hour, a little over an hour, and find out everything about you. I get to know about what you like on your wieners. And what kind of wieners you guys eat, all that shit. And if I wouldn't have started the show, I wouldn't never have even met anybody from. I would have never met 4 bands from Finland and UK and in Sweden, in Alabama even. It's crazy. It's awesome. So
that's why we like doing this thing too. So
I thank you guys for being on, and everybody else has been on. I'll do that shit on the 200th episode. I'm not going to do it tonight. But since I don't have another guest in line, because I always change this. This is the second marquee board thing that I've had. The other one's up there. It's been shattered so many times I had to replace it. But it's actually, yeah, there's still duct tape on it. But it's stapled to the wall or nailed to the wall because it's raggedy. But this one's still good. But I usually change the marquee to the next guest, for the next show. But I don't have one, so I'm gonna just put 200 on there because that's what it
sounds good.
But tomorrow I'm going down to Dunbar, West Virginia, which is just below Charleston, West Virginia, to see Asava. Asava's badass. Check them out. We'll hear them here in a little bit for the outro of the show. I'm going down to see them. I'll be shooting video and all that stuff. There's a couple opening bands that I'll talk to. Okay, so Saturday, this is gonna be fun. Saturday is gonna be awesome. A local band, they're pretty much veterans. Well, they are. Well, they are definitely are now. But Jeff from Law Abiding Citizens turns 50 on Saturday night at midnight, and their band is getting back together for a reunion show on Saturday. So I'm going to go up there and be up there all day and just kind of video when they're not looking and kind of make something for them and just something that they can have. But yeah, Jeff turns 50 at midnight on Saturday, but I will be up in Morgantown at the show. And hip hop group, it's crazy good. Law Abiding Citizens is kind of like punk, like it has nothing to do with hip hop, but it kind of does because punk and like rhyming and things. But anyway, 3 or 4 recons were huge around like the early 2000s and stuff. They did some stuff with Bubba Sparks. But they are all getting back together also just to do this thing for the Law Abiding Citizens. They are opening a show, and also a band called Controlled Chaos that's kind of new. I don't know anything about them. Anyway, I will be up there all day long getting all the probably I'll be confused too, I'm sure, but that's where I'll be on Saturday. And then it's sometime next week or something whenever I figure out what I'm going to do. We'll do the 200th show, and you guys are welcome to join in on the madness if you want. I invite everybody, every previous guest I've had on to jump in. That would be a long ass show, but I'll be here. You know what I mean? You gotta spend money.
That.
But I'm going to play the show out with Asaba's single "Tick." I actually heard it last year when I met them in person last summer. They actually played this before it was even released, and I didn't even know that this would be one of the releases for this year. So they're going to do that Incarceration Festival. They got the main stage, I think, of that. And like you know how bands do like these contests where you have to try to get the main stage or something like they did. They keep winning things. They keep winning things, and I knew they were going to do that.
Nice.
You guys are doing that shit too. Like, do it. Like, continue doing what you're doing. It's badass music. It's really good stuff. I mean, it's good. It's good. And come north.
Man.
Come north. Wait. I'm backwards. Come north. You know?
Yeah, we're doing our best to get all of our transportation stuff straightened out. That way we can start, going to some other places. Because at the moment, we've really just been hitting like mostly the South at the moment. Stuff that's like
I gotta get a hold of those Knives guys too. Those Knives guys, they seem like they're wacky and just all sorts of full of wieners. I feel like I need to talk to them.
They probably
Yeah,
put
they're
some
fun.
really interesting stuff on the wieners. I'll say that.
yeah.
Hey. So
It'd be a good
but yeah,
conversation.
we would love to have you guys up north, and plenty of venues up here to play, some badass places, and lots of local support that to play with you guys. Open up for you guys, because that's, I mean, shit, it's good. Look up Afterdusk. They're on everything, right? You're everywhere.
Yes, sir.
Distributed everywhere.
Yeah.
They have videos out that I'm going to watch because I don't do that before the show or before I have you guys on. But look, it's good freaking shit. Mm-hmm.
Thanks, man. We appreciate it.
You guys have like 5 minutes. I'll talk to you after I kill the live stream here in a little bit.
Yeah.
I do have what? I lost them. Here they are. Hang on. I got these awesome bumper stickers that say "Keep Me Alive" on them. I will send them to you guys. I will get your snail mail address, and I'll send you about 40 of these. You know,
Nice.
you can throw a stoplight and there's a guardrail right there with no other stickers. Slap it eye. You know?
Heard that.
I'm gonna
Nice.
change this to 200, even though I got the Asava thing tomorrow. That's not really a show, but it's a show for me. And then Saturdays I'll be in Morgantown with the law-abiding citizens and 304 recons and controlled chaos. It's gonna be controlled chaos is what it's gonna be. And I will see you guys next week. I don't know what day it's gonna be. I will plan something and just kind of try to coordinate with people. That's gonna be tough to do. I need a secretary is what I need. Really bad. Anyway, this is Asava with Tick. Thank you guys so much for being on. It's been a pleasure talking to you, talking wieners and whatever else we talked about. It's been a pleasure.
Yeah, man.
Thanks,
You too.
man.
Thanks for having us on.
Afterdusk. Go check him out. Here is Asava with Tick. I'll see you guys. Have a good one.
You'll never